This is a Hope 103.2 podcast.
Welcome to another episode of Troubleshooting. Jay is trying to throw me off my game.
Am I succeeding?
No, not yet. I will not be thrown off this chariot that is the show Troubleshooting. Shammah, hello.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, good. Yourself?
Good. I think you're doing a better job of throwing me off my game than Jay is. It's great to see you guys.
No hello
again.
for Jay?
No, well, you
none for you.
Hello then, Jay.
No cupcake for Kokomo?
What?
I don't know.
It's great to see both of you again.
Thank
hey,
you.
You guys have been good?
No.
Okay, let's move on.
Another early morning for you, Shammah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is what it is.
Jay, yes, that's me. Hi.
Sorry, no, that's my bit. Jay,
Hello.
what happened overnight? You've got something to tell us.
I didn't even realise this was coming up, but it is nearly spring? What are we, August? Normally Google does big events in spring.
Yeah.
And I was aware of that. And then this happened, and I did not realise it was coming, so I'm a little bit thrown. And I haven't actually, it literally happened last night as of day of recording, so I haven't even had much of a chance to go through it. But see if you can spot kind of the trend of some of the announcements that was made. So they've announced their new range of Pixel 10 phones. So they've got the 10, the 10 Pro, the 10 Pro XL, sure, and the 10 Pro Fold, that all include the new Tensor G5 chipset, which allegedly has a 60% performance increase for AI tasks.
Woohoo.
Allegedly.
Gemini for Home, which is the new iteration of the Google Assistant that powers like your Nest or Google Home speakers. Google's version of, say, your Alexa smart home or what's Apple's version these days? HomePod?
Siri. Oh.
Yeah, so it's the alternative to Siri. They've announced Gemini for Home, which goes into the speakers rather than Gemini, which has been available for Android phones for a little while now.
Yeah.
And that's Google's answer to ChatGPT as well as to Siri, among others. The Pixel Buds 2a, as well as a raft of AI features being made available to the Pixel Buds 2. So the 2a is, in Google speak, the A in a series is like the cheaper version.
Yes.
So it's a little bit cheaper. Might be missing some
the
features.
6A, which is the
so I've
Pixel.
got like a Pixel 9a,
Right.
but the Pixel 9 was a slightly bit different. Anyway, that's relevant. They also announced a raft of AI features for last year's model, the 2 or the Pro 2, including adaptive audio, better handling of background noise, and some really cool features around answering calls via gestures. So now, if you get a call and you don't want to talk to that person, you can literally just shake your head.
I thought Google tried gesture control in their phones previously, and it just was not good.
This is in the headset.
Oh,
This is the headphones have got. So you're sitting there listening to music, and then you get a call from your coworker Sam, and you can literally just be like, "Nope," shake your head. I don't want to talk to that person.
But like, what if you're running and then it feels like you've nodded?
That's a problem because then you.
or you can be like, no, I didn't want to speak to that guy, and then the phone call gets answered, and in the middle of you, like, that guy's an absolute idiot, and no, well, you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't say that about me, would you?
Yeah, we would. To your face, though.
Not behind my back like others would. I appreciate the honesty.
Fitbit, which has been owned by Google for a little while now, has announced their new AI health coach. The new Pixel Watch has a bunch of AI features. AI. Are we picking up the theme?
Sorry, is the theme AI?
No, it's new hardware.
I really thought the theme was the number 10.
Well, yeah, it was the
Except for when
Pixel
they're
10.
talking about
Except for the Pixel Buds 2.
Yeah, and that.
10.
How does 2 relate
number.
to 10?
10.
Okay, well, but all of them have AI in them. I don't like... I mean, AI has its use, but I don't like it being shoved as like the top line thing.
Yeah, everything is AI because they've run out of actual ideas. Although, admittedly, so the Google camera... So Pixel phones have never had the best camera historically, but they've often been touted as one of the best phones for photography because of the onboard processing. So when you take a photo, there's all this stuff that happens in the background of the photo to make it better than Samsungs and iPhones that have got physically better hardware, but the software is what kind of makes the Pixel line shine in terms of the camera quality. So that's why my wife, who's not particularly phone tech savvy, she just wants the best camera on the market for the most reasonable price, and the Pixel has always been that for her.
Fair. So is that going to get better with these new releases?
Well, with onboard generative AI, one of the cool new features, like I said, haven't really had a chance to go through all of the announcements that they made overnight.
Yep.
But the one that's kind of got me the most excited is the fact that they're handling digital zoom a lot better through the use of AI. So at the moment, if you take, you zoom in as far as the phone physically can.
Yeah.
And then it's got digital zoom, which is basically like cropping the picture.
Yeah.
They kind of upscale it a little bit, and it always looks really noisy and grainy and ugh.
Yeah.
With generative AI, they're filling in the gaps way better than they've been able to previously. I reckon at first it'll look a little bit fake, and then as time goes on, it'll get better. But it means that they can handle super zoom, really high res, way better than what the physical camera is capable of actually taking.
That's something that I'm up for. Yeah.
Wait, so then is it actually zooming or just generating what it thinks?
Effectively, yeah. It basically is going, I think this is what it looks like.
Oh.
See,
So it's not really zooming in,
Yeah.
but it's allowing a better photo than what is currently possible.
On that, I saw a short the other day where a reporter was talking to Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, ChatGPT, and they were showing him a video. It was like a security camera video of a trampoline with a bunch of rabbits going to hop on the trampoline.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah, and he was like, these are, it's a fake generated video, and they were saying, how on earth are we going to be able to find out what is real and what isn't? His answer, I thought, was a bit of a cop-out, but what is interesting is the idea of generative content, because here's a photo that I took of my sister-in-law flying a little aeroplane. That is at 100 times zoom. That's a
pretty good photo.
It's a pretty good photo, but I can guarantee you that is not actually what the plane looked like, because my camera could not possibly be that high resolution at that distance, because she was like, a couple of thousand feet up in the air, flying over. And so the phone,
May I take?
the phone has actually done what you said and generatively filled in a whole bunch of information. And there was a big controversy with Samsung phones initially when they had that feature a couple of years ago. You used to take a photo of the moon, and then it would just auto-generate a picture of the moon.
Over the top rather than the actual moon.
And I tried that, and it was absolutely correct. I was like, there's no way that picture of the moon that I just took is that good. And so it's automatically generating what it thinks should be there and including on that. And the reason why I raised the Sam Altman thing is that his perspective is that video will go the same way, where as we take a video, some of it will be real, but also some of it will be generated, depending on what the phone thinks needs to be fixed.
As I look longer at this photo, I noticed that it's got I don't know if it's a call sign or if it's just like the plane's identification.
Yeah.
The wing says VH dash, and then it looks like it says either S0 or 50.
Yeah.
But then on the back of the plane, it has VH dash SXI.
Yeah. So
because
different.
It's taken a punt at kind of filling in the gaps, and it's come to two different conclusions in different areas of the plane.
Unless it's actually different. I don't know, because I didn't pay that much attention to it.
And
but
it
I also can't tell from the picture.
Yeah, the other wing looks wrong.
Does it?
Maybe we chuck the photo in the episode notes. As a bit of
people can have a look at my sister. My sister-in-law.
Sorry.
Oh, no.
My sister-in-law.
You don't care about planes.
Oh yeah, it does look a bit funky. But no, my sister-in-law is learning how to fly a plane.
That's very cool.
So there you go. So maybe I don't know. Maybe it is meant to be different riding on the back of the plane and the wing.
We'll see if we can get a photo, or we'll do like an artist rendition of what the plane looks like.
Maybe the rear of it is actually the call sign, and underneath is the radio. I don't know.
So what I'm hearing is Apple is better than Google because at least you're getting a real image.
No
For
phones.
now.
No.
For now, you're getting a...
My iPhone 12 gives me a real image.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but this is only when you're zooming super in.
No, but not even that. Like when you take a photo, sometimes you'll see, particularly on not iPhones, but even on like iPhones, it'll have like a little processing icon.
Yeah. It's still doing that processing. Google's were just better.
Yeah, it's taking that photo and then basically looking at all of the variables within that photo and optimizing the color shift profiles, the color balances, the light balance, and then giving you the best photo.
Yes, but it's not assuming what's there.
Well,
it is.
It is.
It's just doing it differently.
Yeah. It has to assume something's there to be able to change some part about the image. But the good thing is that none of us actually know what we're talking about with computer upscaled images. Yeah. So take that as you will, that we know what we're talking about. No, we don't. But anyway, that was a big tangent on using AI to upscale photos. I kind of like that, but I also prefer having my DSLR where I take a photo and like it is the actual photo.
Yeah.
But oftentimes it looks worse when I take a photo with a proper camera that doesn't have any of those filters on it, because if I wanted to make it look nice, I have to do the work to make it look nice.
All I'm hearing when I read announcements like this is that we're slowly moving towards a world where when you watch episodes of CSI from like the 2000s and they sit there going, zoom in and enhance. It's actually going to be able to zoom in and enhance, but it'll just make up the picture rather than it actually be an accurate representation of the real image.
How funny would that be if like they did zoom in and enhance and it just completely did the wrong thing, and then they go down this path of trying to find somebody who did something wrong?
You mean like they keep consistently doing every time they involve AI in police investigations and keep arresting people that haven't been anywhere near the crime?
Oh, so we're already...
We're already doing that, and it's really screwing people's lives.
Oh, boy.
Anyway.
Cool. Okay, so AI, they're shoving AI into all this stuff, and do you like that? Are you going to get a new phone because it has AI in the...
Well, I only just bought a new phone.
Yeah, I know.
And the first thing I did was delete Google Android off of the phone and put in a new thing.
Okay, so you don't...
So no, I'm not getting any of these features.
Sure,
it's great.
Yeah.
I won't be either because iPhone.
Ew. The only thing that I might be interested in is Fitbit's new AI health coach, but I'm guessing... years ago, I was looking at getting either a Fitbit or a Garmin, and I went with the Garmin because there was a whole bunch of features in it that you bought the watch, and you got all these features.
Yeah.
Fitbit was behind a paywall, a lot of the good stuff. Garmin has now created a paid subscription, so you pay $1,000 for your watch, and then you have to pay $20 a month to actually look at any of the features.
Fun.
Excellent. This is the best timeline. The funny thing is, every time I go on Reddit to look into what new features have come out, everyone just goes, "It's not worth it. It's so not worth it."
Yeah.
But Google does AI a lot better than anyone else, so I'm curious to see what the AI health coach turns out to be, whether it's worth it. That's kind of the only real thing that I'm interested in.
Cool. But if people want to check that out, they can go to...
Anywhere. If you just Google if you Bing made by Google, you probably won't get many results.
But if you Google
made by Google Pixel 10, you'll get all sorts of information
if you go to
about
your
the new
Chrome
devices.
browser and then go into the search bar and type in Google, go to the Google homepage and then type into the Google search bar.
I have a friend who will open his Chrome and he'll Google to get to the Google homepage.
In case you didn't know, when you use Chrome, the search bar natively looks through the Google search
Not even
engine.
Chrome. All of them do that now.
Stop! I do that.
You Google to get to Google.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you don't need to do that. You can just type your search. But I know, I agree. It feels weird to be like, what's my query into a URL?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to go to the Google homepage.
Yeah.
That's where you got to do it from.
Of course.
But it's functionally the same.
Oh, wow.
So you could save yourself precious seconds a day.
But you don't understand. My mate will open the Google homepage and he'll type Google into the Google search bar and then get to the results page, and that's where he starts to search for things. Rather than just searching from the Google homepage, he opens Google's Google, and then proceeds to Google whatever it is he's Googling.
So maybe Google needs to do better
Google
with their
no longer
AI.
sounds like a real word.
No, it doesn't. And they need to do better with AI.
They need to replace my friend.
Yeah, okay. Hey, talking of AI, though, I did want to talk about a really cool AI model that has been created because do we all love the sun?
No.
Okay. Do we all love
don't mind
the
it.
sun?
Yay!
It's life and sustenance.
It rose again on the third day. That's a different sun, isn't it?
No.
No.
I meant the sun thing, not the rising again.
Did Superman not rise again? I don't know.
So
he literally hid from the sun.
absolutely agree with your statement there, Jay. But we're talking about the SUN, not the SON. Okay, but there's a really cool thing that IBM, is a name you probably haven't heard for ages, but they're still kicking around.
What year is it?
It's 2025. IBM's been around for I don't know how long a computer's been around for since that time. Like
Wow.
the 60s or 70s, probably earlier.
1800s.
Well, the story that I'm about to tell you happens in the 1800s, so let me give you some context. So IBM and NASA have made an AI model called Sura, and it's designed to predict the next Carlington-class solar storm. Does that mean...
What is a Carlington class?
Exposition time! Let's give you a brief history lesson, shall we?
No.
Okay. So...
How brief are we talking?
Yeah, please.
2 minutes. Cast your minds back to the year... which year was it?
Thoroughly well researched. 10 out of 10.
Come back for... cast your minds back to the year 1859.
Are you
I
gonna
was
do
not
the
alive
voice the
then.
whole time?
No.
Thank you.
Okay, so 1859, astronomers around the world found there were sunspots on the solar disk, and they were growing. What that means, I don't know. Anyway, they found that it was happening. And
Did they know what that meant?
well, let me tell you,
Okay.
on the 1st of September, as Carlington, who's a bloke who was like an astronomer wannabe,
He sounds like a lord. Lord Carlington.
Lord
the fifth.
Carlington is staring at the sun. He was sketching
You'll go blind.
well, he was sketching the sunspots, and he was blinded by a sudden flash of light, and he described it as a white light flare, and it lasted about 5 minutes. Now, what
Wow.
that was an enormous solar storm from the sun. So big, in fact, that the Northern Lights, or an aurora borealis, if you can say it properly, which I can't.
Aurora Borealis.
Aurora borealis, which is the Northern Lights. They happen in the Northern Hemisphere and the Southern Hemisphere. They have different names. I'm not going to try to pronunciate them, but
Pronunciate.
Southern Lights.
I'm
Brother,
doing-
you shouldn't be pronunciating anything.
I'm doing well today, boys. Prospector Sam. So they were seen a lot further south and north than they typically would have been. I think.
Wow.
Even like
Didn't that happen? Sorry. Didn't that happen like last year?
yeah. So that's solar storms coming through. But the Carlington class event is like probably the biggest possible solar storm that you could ever. That's been recorded.
Okay.
So it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Now, what that actually means, why it's important to consider this, is because when a solar storm
Do
happens...
you mean Carrington?
Carrington class.
Oh, you've broken it.
You know what? I'm going to keep all of that, accept my fate as being incapable of reading and pronunciating words, and we're going to keep the story going as a Carrington class. I did research this before, but I had some go juice before the show.
Just go back and edit it. Every time we say Carlington, just replace it with Carrington.
I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep it as it is.
Okay.
All right, so the Carrington class solar storm from 1859 is what they're trying to predict and stop from happening. So AI models just use a whole bunch of old historical information that they feed into a model and identify patterns, and that's how they can find out when things are going to happen. The aim of this AI model is to give a couple of hours notice of these storms coming to hit Earth, which they're quite difficult to predict because the sun is not consistent in what it does. And so solar storms don't happen on a regular basis like storms in our atmosphere do.
So then how's the AI going to figure out the pattern?
Well, that's exactly it. So you give it historical data, and then it looks at things that have happened, and it's building an algorithm based on, I don't know, how does an AI work? It's a bit of a black box. That's kind of how they all work. But like if you're talking about ChatGPT, it's just a prediction tool. It's guessing what's going to be the next most likely thing. And so it'll be a similar idea where it's just trying to identify patterns and probably look at the next most likely outcome of that pattern. And so given enough data and training time, it can predict what could happen and the likelihood of it being a Carrington class solar storm event.
Every time you say Carrington class, I just have an image of a submarine.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, isn't it? But now, the real reason why it's important that we actually know this information is because solar storms have massive impacts on our technology. So if you've ever heard of EMF, electromagnetic field, and it's an EMP pulse. So an EMP, which is an electromagnetic pulse somewhere in the atmosphere, it can happen from bombs or from other things, including solar storms. It basically induces a huge amount of an electrical current throughout the Earth's atmosphere, and once it travels through the air into an electronic device, kaput, it breaks. It no longer works.
Can I interject here?
Yes.
So, because of the geomagnetically induced current from the electromagnetic field, we'll just get those big words out of the way,
Yes.
telegraph systems actually continued working even while they were disconnected from power.
Yeah.
So there is historical, like in 1859, there was a conversation between two telegraph operators that had cut the power to their devices and just kept chatting.
Yeah, because of the energy from the solar storm was inducing current in the electronics.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so isn't it? But
The conversation carried on for around 2 hours, working solely with the current induced by the aurora.
So how's that beneficial for us?
Well, okay, so if you're thinking about 1859 where they had like basic telegraph poles to do communication, not really a big issue. Like I think that the fact that it worked is more of an indication of how those technologies in their infancy functioned.
Yeah.
They were analog. They didn't require digital componentry. They didn't exist at that time yet. So it was all analog. And the induction current from the solar flare probably wasn't good for it, but it was able to work by the way that it was built. Modern computing, however, is all digital. And
more importantly, it's all wireless. So instead of the EMF being able to generate current, the EMF just destroys the signal entirely.
Well, there's two things. So it will destroy the signal, the ability to communicate wirelessly. Big deal.
As Shammah stares at her phone.
Yes, you wouldn't be able to do that. And the second thing is that a lot of electronic devices are particularly sensitive to electromagnetic field induction, interference. And so, unless you have things in a Faraday cage, which is basically a big metal box that, as an EMP, I'm going to call it an EMP, electromagnetic pulse, hits it, it redirects that electrical current around the device inside. And so, in the event of something like this happening, if your device isn't inside a Faraday cage, it's probably going to be broken forever.
Wow.
And non-recoverable, which is including things like cars, phones, laptops, servers, the internet.
If anyone has played Call of Duty Modern Warfare, there is one of the missions is there's a EMP that goes off just outside like Earth's atmosphere.
Yeah.
Wipes everything out.
Wow.
Yeah, that's literally it. I didn't want to mention nuclear bombs too much, but that's
I didn't say nuclear bombs. You said nuclear bombs.
No, I know you didn't say that. I'm saying it. But one of the big concerns, apart from the obvious enormous impact that a nuclear bomb has in terms of its explosive power, is
it sets off an EMP.
It sets off an EMP. So you can actually detonate nuclear bombs in the Earth's atmosphere, and it won't necessarily cause like destruction through explosion. It will just cause an electromagnetic pulse, which will disable wireless equipment, electronic equipment. Yeah, so it's a big deal. So doing this is actually a really helpful thing to at least alert us when these things are going to happen. What can we do to prepare for them? Probably not much, apart from being like, there's going to be a big solar flare and you're not going to have internet or phones or electricity because all of this isn't... Well, not forever, but the problem is that if you don't know that a solar flare is going to hit, and it does hit, all of a sudden, all of your infrastructure could just go offline because they didn't know it was going to happen. But if you're aware that's going to happen, then you can take precautions to, say, shut off electricity to the grid before it occurs so that when the EMP does hit, it's not going to break things in the same way that if it was connected to if the grid was connected and then an EMP hit, a lot of bad things happen.
Yeah.
If the grid's not connected to the electricity and an EMP hits, bad things will still happen, but it won't be as bad. So there's precautions that you can take to mitigate the outcome of this. And so in their words, building this is a way to prevent the internet apocalypse, which is a sobering word.
Sorry, going back to the why is this important for us? Unless we all have Faraday cages floating around, knowing that it's coming isn't really going to help us all that much.
Well, yes and no. I think we're not talking about individuals. Like if NASA told us right now that there's a big solar storm coming, what are we going to do? Nothing, really. But it's more about governments and large institutions and critical infrastructure suppliers and maintainers. If they know that you're going to have a big solar storm, well, then let's make sure that we have as much as we possibly can contained in a safe way so that when it does hit, the impact is minimal.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah. So, it's kind of like any natural disaster.
Yeah.
What if an earthquake occurs? Well, we can't stop that from happening.
Yeah.
You can only plan as much as you can. The difference here is that I feel like it's a little bit more ethereal and scary because it's the sun. It's like the sun's just like,
we
I
need
give
that.
you warmth and happiness and death rays. So
fair enough.
But thank you, NASA and IBM, for building a AI that is doing good stuff. And that is what I think AI should be doing. is actually productive things and preventing humankind from being consumed
Wiped out by the
sun.
internet apocalypse.
Yeah.
It does concern me that while I was in school, the backronym for IBM was "It's Broken, Man," because we all had IBM machines and no one wanted to use them because they sucked.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
year was this?
Back in the year 1856. No, it was like what? 2008 to 2013,
Wow.
14, 15, 13.
Yeah. But they're still around.
Yeah, somehow.
Yeah.
I
Well,
genuinely didn't realize that they were still a company until the other day. And
think
they've gone like full enterprise, cloud.
I think that
AI.
IBM is one of those companies that just exists in the shadows, but is like so ubiquitous in terms of everything that we use. We just wouldn't know that it's there.
Yeah.
Like Oracle.
Yeah.
Like the only Oracle software that I've like had any involvement with in the last decade is like ancient payroll software that like a customer of mine basically used because they couldn't, like, they just refused to upgrade. They're like, oh, it still works. I'm like, it breaks every day and you keep not paying your staff because the payroll software is broken. Just move to MyOb or Xero, for goodness sake.
Yep.
But they refused.
But now Oracle is like a huge player in the back-end
wildly
space.
huge. They keep like buying F1 cars.
Yeah,
like,
like if you want F1
Shammah's just lit up. It's like, oh, we're on a topic I know things about.
okay.
Yeah.
Oracle
Yeah.
on the Red Bull cars.
Yeah.
That's the same Oracle we're talking
Okay.
about. So you don't know who they are, but they spend a lot of money on cars.
Yeah.
Yes, they spend all this
Leclerc.
money on sponsorship so people can be like, oh,
Oracle.
what do they do?
And then you got AWS on other cars, and like, cool.
I don't know anything about
I don't
that.
know. I don't know why it's on those cars.
Yeah.
And speaking of things that I don't know about, Shammah, you've got a topic that I have literally no idea what it is.
Oh, yeah. Since we're talking about AI doing positive things, there is...
So starting that with that statement makes me feel like it's not going to be a positive thing.
It is a very positive thing for people like me. Because
She doesn't care about the sun. It's about the music, man.
it's about the music, man.
Okay. We're all hippies, are we?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So there is this app by the name of Shelf who have released this really awesome thing called Date My Music, which basically just goes through your Spotify and then orders your most listened to music and decides your dateability based on the music that you listen to,
Sure.
which is very arbitrary. Like, it's just, it means a lot of nothing until you do it and you find out your marriage material.
Oh.
Yeah, which is what I am.
Marriage material to who?
To Shelf, I suppose.
So, okay, so it didn't... Cause I'm looking at the website now.
Yeah.
Tap to find your music soulmate.
Yeah. Oh, no, that they have a whole bunch of things. But I'm speaking
sorry.
specifically about Date My Music.
That's what I
So
Googled. Do I have to Bing it? Is that what?
I think you might have to log into Spotify and see what yours says.
Where does it? Where do you get
oh,
it
it's
from?
in Spotify, is it?
No, you go to datemymusic.com.
DateMyMusic.com. Follow along, listeners.
Yeah.
While you're driving. Please don't do this while you're driving.
And then you link it to your Spotify.
Oh, do you have...
already.
no.
You had me and then you lost me.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't like linking things to your Spotify?
No, because
No.
you're giving them access to everything you could possibly have on Spotify. No, thank you.
Oh, wow. They know that I listen to Justin Bieber. Ha.
Yeah, and some really good podcasts as well.
Yeah.
Please give us a like and subscribe on Spotify.
Anyway, so I'm 90% dateable, which makes me marriage material, which means absolutely nothing. But
Based on your music taste.
yeah, based on my music taste. But it made me think of like the importance that I place on things like this and like Spotify Wrapped. Like, you know, you get to the end of the year.
I
and
agree with Spotify
you
Wrapped.
wait for your Spotify Wrapped, and then you're like proud to show it off to your friends.
I am, except for when you're a dad and you've got kids. And
Yeah, it's just 400 hours of the... Yeah,
It's you listening to the Bluey.
Actually, to the Bluey.
to the Bluey.
I know children's upwards.
Hello,
the Bluey.
hello, kids.
The Facebook.
Drop the.
It's you listening to Bluey.
Actually, yeah, no, oh man, there's some really good songs in there.
I didn't even know Bluey made music.
Oh mate, half
Bluey's
of the
a rapper,
reasons,
mate.
I believe that.
Half of the reason why I like watching the show is that the music is fantastic. Joff Bush is the composer. If he ever listens to this podcast, please let me come to your studio.
But
I'd
anyway-
love to look at it.
Why do we care so much about like what people think of our music?
Oh, because it's a reflection of your personality. There's your answer.
You
Was
got
that-
me there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, did
There
you want
you
an answer
go.
that was like, I don't know why it matters what
Yeah,
people
why
think.
does it matter? Why am I so proud of the fact that this app is telling me that I'm dateable,
Well,
even
it's-
though I know for a fact that whenever people listen to my music, they're like, ugh. It means absolutely nothing that this random app, this random AI is telling me that I am 90% dateable, marriage material, unmarried, by the way,
You're unmarried. so-
unmarried.
If you're an eligible male bachelor,
Yeah, if you're between the
6
ages
foot.
of 6 foot, bare
Preferably
minimum.
tennis player.
Yeah, but anyway, you go onto like TikTok. So I found this app through TikTok.
Yeah.
There was hundreds of millions of people that were like, "Oh my gosh, I need to know how dateable I am based on this playlist." But it means nothing.
Okay, hear me out. You said 10, like, I don't know if hundreds of millions.
Yeah,
but,
that was an exaggeration.
but okay, let's say hundreds of thousands to millions of people.
yes.
Now, you said before you have to sign into this service to share your data with them.
Yes.
They have just created this huge database of people's listening habits.
Who
yeah,
cares?
but they already had that through Spotify.
They did, but now they can relate it in inverted commas to romance type stuff.
Who cares?
I would not. There's a reason why I was like, no, I'm not doing that.
Why?
Because I don't want to share that data.
Why not?
Because I don't want to.
And then what are they going to do with it?
They're going to keep it and use it for their own malicious intent.
What are they going to do with the fact that you listen to Bluey?
I don't know. Target me with blue
Yeah,
ads.
to be fair, you're probably in the best position to avoid any problems with this because they're going to be like, you listen to 60% kids music,
The
20%
Wiggles.
It's
rock.
actually incorrect. Most of it is Hans Zimmer, I Prevail, or Coldplay.
I do like I Prevail.
I love Coldplay.
Well, I'm glad that I'm preaching to two people here that
No
I
one
also
likes
don't mind Hans Zimmer.
Hans Zimmer, yeah, this
like-
is like it's my concentration music. So
I find
actually,
I get too into it when I'm listening to his like.
well, it's just like a
pieces.
background tone.
Yeah, but I'm just like listening to the Inception.
Yeah.
Inception. I just get like too like worked up.
No, you don't listen to that one.
Or Pirates of the Caribbean.
You don't listen to that one.
Oh, listen to the challenges. Dun, 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 dun.
The who?
No, that was Teen Wolf. Sorry.
That beat though just made me think of my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard.
Yeah, I hear it now. yeah, that's great.
My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like, I'm better than yours. Damn right, it's better than yours.
I think
There
I'm
you
going to
go,
have
there
to
you
use
go.
that soundbite for the promo. Oh
But yeah.
my goodness. Okay. I wouldn't engage in that service. I think it is an interesting reflection on your personality.
Would you engage in Spotify Wrapped then?
Absolutely, I love
Well,
that, but it's within Spotify. They already
yeah.
know that information. But
So
I'm
then
not.
why would you want... Okay.
It's about because, and I'm trying to like look through their privacy policy at the moment, Shelf's privacy policy, and it's basically we share your information with our affiliates, we share your information with other users of the site, we share your information with,
Who actually reads
we
that
share it
stuff,
with third parties for marketing purposes as permitted by law.
So really, anyone.
So it's
that,
basically they just want to copy your data. It's the same thing as what happened with Cambridge Analytica, where people were prompted to sign in to do a survey using their Facebook details, and then the Facebook details were used as part of building that profile, and it also attached your political information. You
But
were
then
shocked and
now I
horrified.
know if I'm dateable. So
Yeah, but let's be honest, it probably just spat a random number. If you do it again, will you get the same number?
probably because
Do you
I...
want to do it again right now?
But
so much admin.
I mean, maybe this is just the reality for the next generation. And Shammah, you're not that much younger than Jay and I, but you are young enough that maybe you fall into that other bucket of people. But no, you don't think so?
No, I just don't think that's relevant.
Okay.
Age is irrelevant.
No. Well, I would say that
willingness to
age
give
isn't
away stuff.
relevant in this instance because when I look at that, I'm like old man standing on front grass, like I don't get off
Yelling
my
at people.
lawn. I don't want to do this. Where other people are like, oh, this seems really interesting and fun. I probably did that kind of dumb stuff when I was younger.
Do you remember back in the day when BuzzFeed quizzes were all the rage?
Yeah.
Which house were you in? Which Friends character were
Yes.
you? Which
Oh, I
what,
never did
what
those
couch
things.
is best for you? All those,
I
and
didn't
they'd
do
ask
any
you
of
like,
that.
I did
what?
all of them.
Yeah,
I didn't do any of those.
yes. Point proven, I guess.
What?
I did a few of them as well,
Okay.
and yeah, my Facebook account's probably linked to a bunch of sketchy websites.
Okay. So if you want to share your information from Spotify onto this service, go and do it. See how dateable you are. I personally don't think that you need to worry about it, but then again, I have been married for
You're
like
married.
And I've been married for like
You don't
10
need to worry about your
I've been married for like
dateability.
10 years, so really it means nothing to me when I hear that. I'm like, what's the point?
It means everything to me.
Which is fine.
Are you solely dateable based on your music taste,
Yes.
though? Okay, fair enough.
Wow, that is...
Oh, if that's
pretty
how you
shallow.
choose to live.
Marriage material,
Oh, wow.
actually.
Sorry.
I think-
Sorry.
Yeah,
you were.
please,
Okay.
please.
There's more to people than just their music taste.
No, there isn't.
There's movie taste.
Who cares
That's
about
covered on the
movies?
app as well, and books as well.
Oh.
Just FYI.
Oh,
It's got everything.
don't Felicia me. And speaking of...
Shammah's just like pulling his face.
And
Why am I hanging out with these weird boys?
You said that earlier today. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here, bringing your topics to the table. It's been great to talk about them, and I think I have learned something about Google and the downfall of AI being shoved down our faces.
And also the sun.
Oh my goodness, the sun is amazing.
All hail the sun.
Except it also wants to hurt us
Unless you're
with,
Superman.
or Jesus. In which case, the sun is the best thing you could ever know.
Slay.
Slay indeed. All right, guys, that is
He
this.
did get slain. That was a big part of the story.
But he came back from the dead. 3 days. Easter, people. It's coming up next year. I'm looking forward to it.
You've got Christmas to go, mate.
And every year.
around.
Oh, Christmas is great as well. We get to celebrate why we do Easter. Okay. All right. That's just the end of the episode.
Praise the sun.
Praise the sun.
No, praise the sun.
Praise the sun. S-O-N. Okay.
Amen.
Yeah, amen indeed. Thank you, Shammah. Thank you, Jay. Let's end
Thank
this
you,
before.
Sam.
We're going out of here. See you guys next time. Bye.
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 Hope 1032. Thanks for listening.